6 women.
Gotta get!
One goal. Extreme Huntress. Extreme Huntress is brought to you by these proud sponsors.
I got here and I was super nervous, so the skills challenge, I was like shaky. I figured it was just the first day and you can only go up from there, right? High and right. At 25 yards I was shooting dead on, and then we moved out to the 100-yard range and I was shooting high and right. Once I was done sighting in, I wasn't 100% confident in where I was shooting.
I think I did okay for the skills challenge for sighting in. I don't think that it went bad. It took me more shots than I would have liked to get it centered, but yeah, it went relatively well.
We mounted our own scopes yesterday, which quite honestly, I haven't mounted my own scope on a rifle probably in 10 years. I did remember a few things about sighting things in. I did remember to bore sight initially, which helped things. Hunters, we always make them sight in too when they come to the ranch, but it was really nice. The facilities here are great, that you can start in at 25 yards and move on out to 200 yards within a matter of minutes. The sight in skills challenge for me, I thought went well. I felt like I shot well. The competition here is stiff. There's no doubt about it. I mean, these 6 ladies, all 6 of us have been chosen for a reason.
We mounted our scopes ourselves, and I used a torque wrench. I thought everything was, pretty well tightened. We got to the range. I shot really well at the first 25 yards, and then we moved it out. I shot one shot really well, so I shot another one, and it was way off. Well, come to find out, I needed to tighten the rings down a little bit more. And
you were on a couple times. Are you going all over the place?
Yeah, she went high twice.
Do we have any tools to check these rings?
it took a little bit longer than I would have liked to get it sighted in, but I ended up getting it about inch and a half high and dead on at 100 yards.
And I'm not used to not having a mount and a ring, or I'm used to having separate. I'm not used to having them in one together, so that was different for me, and I had to have Brittany help me with that, and then I was able to help one of the other girls who was struggling after she helped me learn how to do it. And this whole thing's a learning experience, and I thought that was nice for me to learn a new way to mount a scope. I forgot to bore sight. It was like I was kicking myself all night long because obviously you have to bore sight, so it took me a little bit longer to sight in once we got to the range, but I'll definitely learn from my mistakes on that one.
Are you a woman who hunts? Or maybe you'd like to learn more about hunting and shooting? Go to ExtremeHuntress.com to find out about the Extreme Huntress workshops in 2018 at the legendary Wyo Ranch headquarters. The Extreme Huntress Sight-In Challenge is brought to you by Ruger.
For the finale of this competition, this is the actual judged portion of this. You guys have gotten your guns really, really close to perfectly on. We want to see how close. So we're going to have each of you are going to take turns. We're not going to fire it all at once. We're going to go off sandbags. And we're going to see who comes closest. And the closest one will get the highest point. Well, this was a wrap on competition number 1. This is their first skills challenge. I think it was a lot more challenging than we actually anticipated.
Yep. So anytime you do one click, it's only a tiny adjustment.
That's why
and you're like,
it was so much.
Yeah. You can definitely tell who has a lot more experience than the others.
Yep.
This is a challenge that immediately we know who's had that time in the range and knows how to get things done.
Well, and it's not necessarily on their hunting skills,
right.
But a lot of these women, a lot of women in general and a lot of hunters in general, they don't set up their own guns.
No, but they shot reasonably well.
Yeah, they did. No, they shot well.
I saw a lot of clicking problems. They thought one click equals 1 inch.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Well, and this is where I was saying that they don't necessarily, this is not something they're comfortable doing.
It's the hunter's job to take the animal out with the first shot, period.
Me too.
And
I'm thinking you should be able to set up your own gun.
You need to be able to set up your own gun, and you need to know the capabilities of that gun and your capabilities with it. And I think that's what we're starting to see. And as we get a little bit deeper in some of these skill shooting type things, I think you'll see that rise more and more to the top.
In the first skills challenge of this year's competition, the Ruger Sight-In, firearms instructor Serena Thompson comes out on top, with 24-year-old Jamie McCarthy bringing up the rear. On the next episode of Extreme Huntress, we get our first good look at the legendary Wyo Ranch headquarters.
Those are sheep right there.
And Serena Thompson takes to the field. Don't forget, you can vote for your favorite huntress at ExtremeHuntress.com. Extreme Huntress is brought to you by these proud sponsors.